Okay. Right on, guys. Welcome to another Business Players Live. Today I have an amazing guest. Okay, and I'm going to present him in a second. But I just wanted to say thank you for all the support, everybody that's watching us all the time. You guys rock. God bless you. And we're going to keep doing this maybe forever, as long as we can do it. And yes, I just wanted to say that. And let's roll. So I got an amazing guy today, okay? This guy is an expert. His name is Nathyn Montagano, okay? Italian, I guess. And he'll tell us more in a second. He is the owner of MAM Health Coverage, okay? It's a health coverage business. He's an award-winning health insurance expert, okay? Badass. He's a mega entrepreneur and business coach too. And he has an amazing story that he's gonna share with us in a second. Great guy, okay? This guy, he's the real deal. Welcome, my friend, Nathyn Montagano. Let's go. Woo! Welcome, man.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. And you were right on with that Italiano.
Yeah, right? It had to be.
Nailed it.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing excellent, man. Yeah, now better that we got you here in the show.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, a little technical difficulties to start out, but hey, can't stop us.
Nothing can stop us, man. To the way up, right? Like the sun.
That's right.
Yeah. So man, guys, this guy has an amazing story. He's gonna share it with us, okay? He's a successful person in the insurance industry, health insurance. But he has an amazing background story that he's going to tell us about it. Tell us, man. Tell us about your incredible story.
All right. So where to start? So I'm from a real small town. It's called Whitman, Massachusetts. Population of about 1,500 or so people. It really all begins when I basically moved to Florida my 8th grade year, beginning of my freshman year. And then that same year, I actually lost my father in a hit and run motorcycle accident. Completely changed the trajectory of my life. I was pretty much homeless by 17. I was a drug addict at 21, 22. I've been clean and sober now for just under 10 years. And then I got my life on the straight and narrow. And I basically at 27 years old had lived the American dream, if you will. I bought my realistic dream car, owned my own home. And I just kind of came to this realization of oh my God, man, am I peaking out at 27? Is this all I was here to do? And I was like, oh, heck no. So I came to that realization and I asked myself that question. And then the next question was, all right, well then what's next? And I was like, what scares you more than anything? And it was an easy question. That was an easy question for me to answer. It was always college. I always told myself I was stupid. I can't read. I can't write. I can't do math, all this stuff. I went to college, 4.0 student. I sat on 3 state executive boards. I was director of political action for the largest Black student union in the country. Then I got turned on to guys like Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, and really trying to pretty much flip the script at that time. Found my love and passion for sales. Also, just for motivation, motivating others around me, kind of finding the best in others. And kind of sent me on the journey that I'm on now. The company that I'm with, I started out, when Jose says I'm award-winning, I was actually the first person of a few hundred agents that came before me to win what's called the Beacon Award, basically for issuing X amount of business in my first 26 weeks. And on top of that, it started out right when COVID started out. So instead of, when people should be buying health insurance and they're out buying toilet paper, I'm out having the 3 worst weeks I've ever had. But still went on to end, in the end to hit the award. Like I said, I was one of the first to do, or I was the first to do it in my region. And then also right after that, 4 other young men and women basically saw what I was able to do. They saw the commitment and determination I had. They literally, the lady at the office manager where I worked, she told me she was going to call the cops if I didn't leave. I said, hey, check it out. I've been here for, 24, 23 weeks in a row. I haven't taken a day off, working 100-hour work weeks. I said, go ahead and call the cops. I said, I'm not leaving. She called the head of what I do. And he said, good luck getting him out of there. You can call the cops, but they're probably not going to be able to get him to leave either. So I'm just grateful that I had that opportunity, and also that, I could show others what was possible. And it was much more gratifying watching other people do what I did than even when doing it myself, honestly.
Man, that's excellent. And so when I said legit, this guy's legit. Some people, man. Well, we're part of a community, right, of business people and all of that. And we were talking about that in another call that we had, not here, not online. I mean, online, but not this call. And we were talking about many people just come and say things that are not true, right? And man, it's crazy. So, what I do a betting before bringing these amazing people to you guys, just so you know. And this guy, he's real. Okay, Nathyn is a real dude. Man, but okay, you said a lot about it, but tell us, like, why and how did you start in the insurance industry? Like, what called you to this industry?
So basically, I followed the path of Grant, right? Grant says the first job you should ever have in sales is to knock doors. You should
Grant
go
Cardone.
knock doors. Grant Cardone, yes, sir.
Okay,
GC,
okay.
Uncle G. He said you should really, because if you can go knock on somebody's door, have them scream and yell at you, and then go knock on the neighbor's door and close and sell, and close that person, then like that's when you've kind of got the skills that it takes.
Yeah.
So I'm working for one of the largest telecommunication companies in the country. Excuse me, a little fly there. And my best friend, who's like super shy, like, super introverted, is like, Nate, you need to come do this. You'll be phenomenal. I'm like, man, I'm on the, route to becoming, district manager, regional manager, whatever for this company. And then, it hit me like one of my biggest dreams and goals in life is to run for Congress someday. Who knows, maybe even be president, something crazy. Right. And obviously one of the biggest problems we have in this country is our healthcare system.
Right.
So I said, how could I possibly change something I know nothing about? So that was kind of what really sold me in the end. Was I need to do this for the simple fact of I need to know all the ins and outs of the things that are wrong and the things that are good with the current system that we have. So when my day does come, I'll actually have a solution to the problem instead of just being another person that stands up there and goes, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Well, I mean, that sounds cool. Let's go ahead and all agree together. Like, no, like, I'll actually be able to put a plan in motion now, because I've essentially, the curtains have been lifted, right? And I've got to see behind the scenes, and it's a frightening place to be, but, at the same place, it's awesome because you get to help so many people through so many tough times,
right.
And really get to go to bat for people. That's my favorite part of what I do, is when all my clients, if something goes wrong, I tell them you have one job, it's to get healthy. You let me handle everything insurance, right? Because that's what I'm here to do. I'm the expert. Yeah. And I've been able to save clients tens of thousands of dollars on procedures that were just simply facilities just trying to rip people off.
Yeah.
And that's just not something I stand for, right? Like my father raised me right to do the right thing all the time. I don't know if you can see the guy here, but MLK, those are my two heroes, and so I just always want to do the right thing, man. And that's really what drove me to get into the insurance world and really learn about it. And, I've got some ideas brewing about how we can fix it. That's for sure.
Man, and I'm sure your dad is proud of you, man. Okay.
Thank you.
God bless you for doing that, man. And it's a big mission that you got. And I'm sure that, you're going to make it to the Congress, president, whatever. And you're going to help a lot of people more than what you do already. And that's what you want. I know you told me. So yeah, 100%, man. I know it. So man, we all know that, and many people probably will be watching this and they come from, they work in your industry. What do you do, man, to be successful in such a competitive industry that, like, it's not easy, man. I know you're bad as salesperson, but give us some internal insight.
Honestly, man, like the first time I ever came into like one of like a team meeting, if you will, where everybody's kind of gathering, I just basically stood there and told everybody, said, hey, I came here to be the best. I plan to be the best, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be the best. Um, and really what it was I was just willing to outwork the competition. Like, like when people, I love when people are like, oh man, I worked overtime. I worked like 46 hours this week. I'm like, 46 hours, dude. I'm like, that's like the weekend for me, probably. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
averaged 85 to 100 hours a week. I worked, 360 days straight, almost, something like crazy like that. I think I had a 4-day vacation I took myself in between there. But it really just comes down to hard work, man, determination, making that commitment. Like Uncle G always says, like, just fully commit. And I was fully committed, man, and nothing was going to stop me. Like hitting that beacon,
Yeah.
I had to hit that beacon. I had to have better than my best week by far. And they literally had to call in the last policy to the underwriters to have them issue it with like literally under an hour left. Like, so it came down to the absolute minute, but I wasn't going to fail. I wrote down every day in my 10X planner. I was etching it in stone. I am a beacon hitter. I am a beacon hitter. Just like now, I write on there, I will be on the GrowthCon stage in 2022. I will be on the GrowthCon stage in 2022. You got to see it and believe it, and just you just got to be willing to outwork everyone, man. And if you are, you will never. There's just no way you can't succeed.
100%. Yeah. No, I love it, man. I love it, and the inspiration it's there, and without that, you can go nowhere, man. Nowhere.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. No, this guy, I was talking to him, and he's got huge dreams that I'm sure he's gonna make come true, and it's an inspiration to see someone so secure about himself, his dreams. It's super important. Like, to everybody watching here, like, we all need to be more like Nathyn and just go all in and work hard and do whatever it takes and have big dreams.
Like it says right here, man, like this guy's a big thing. Like MLK, man, dream big.
Yeah.
There are no dreams that are too big. If we're talking about dreams and goals, like just to share another one, like I plan to be a billionaire by 45. I've got to kind of get on it, but I plan to be a billionaire to give it all away. To make the world a better place. There's more than enough money to go around, and it's our job as entrepreneurs to teach other people how to do what we're doing. Like, that's why we're here today, right? It's like just to help each other grow, and to educate others on how to do what we do. And it's great working that 9 to 5, having that comfort and that luxury of and security, if you will, if you want to call it that, of that job. But there's no better thing in the world than working for yourself.
Yes.
Because you're never going to work as hard for somebody else to make somebody else rich as you're willing to work for yourself to make your dreams a reality.
Right. Man, so I got many questions for you, man. So let's
please fire away.
Yeah. So, man, let me shoot you with this one, because we're talking about inspiration. So tell us, Nathyn, what inspires you every day, my friend?
My father. So when it's MAM health coverage, which is Mario Anthony Montagano. Everything I ever do will always be in his name. And honestly, every day, I'm just trying to be a little bit more like he was. He was the most giving, caring. He was the definition of the perfect human in my life. I'm a little bit biased, but I just want to be like him, like when I grow up, you know what I mean? Like, and every day that's truly what inspires me. Like I have next to me at my my wall at work is a little, like a little gallery, if you will, of my father, of just pictures of him and I. And that's my motivation, right? Like, that's my inspiration of like, to just do better, be better. I just want to be like him, I just want to be able to do what he did. And just to put it into perspective for people, like my town, like I said, it was 1,500 people, and like something like over like 13,000 people showed up to my father's funeral in that tiny little town. So like, he impacted people's lives all over the country that showed up from literally all corners of the country. People showed up to his funeral to honor him. And, I just hope someday that when it's my time comes, that hopefully I was able to do the same thing.
Man, that's incredible. That's awesome. So so and your story, man, is so, like, you've said that to me, but I don't think you've said it today yet. Like, his story is so similar to Grant Cardone's story, guys. And
It's
Grant
sort of,
Cardone was kind of the same. He's like, I want to be like my dad, and he is the same, you know.
I mean, it is literally. I mean, Grant and I's story are almost identical. Like that's why, like I know, like I'm destined to like be partners with Grant. There's no doubt in my mind. I know Grant and I will be partners someday. Just because our lives are just so similar. I mean, literally so similar. You know, and honestly, like don't tell anybody, but you know, Uncle G's my only real living hero that's really out there because I look at him, I look at the things he does, how he balances, you know, being one of the most successful men on the planet, also having a loving family. Like, I mean, who doesn't want to be like that? You know,
Yeah, right.
who doesn't want to be like Uncle G? Honestly, like if you know the guy, if you
Yeah.
don't, then you must live under a rock. Actually, the first podcast I ever went on, I said Grant Cardone, and the kid like looked at me like I had four heads, and I was like, "You don't know who Grant Cardone is?" Like it was just funny, you know, like because like I mean he's everywhere. Like how could you not know? And then come to find out, he doesn't have social media or anything. But you know, I mean, just trying to get a little bit better every day, man.
Yes, yes, yes. No, man. I think if you don't want to be like Grant Cardone, you're just a hater, and you also want to be like Grant Cardone. You're just not
Yeah,
saying it.
exactly.
You're just
Even if you
saying,
don't
you
know
know.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know, and I think I don't remember who I was talking about that with, but it's like when you know who you are, you know, people also know who you are, you know. Deep inside, these haters, your friends, family, they're, you know, saying stuff about you. They know you, man. They know you,
Yep.
and they know what you're capable of, you know. They just don't want to admit it sometimes, but
Yep.
they know you and they know themselves, right? So it's, you know, when I see Grant Cardone and he's doing all this crazy stuff, it's because he knows himself, and he knows that other people know himself too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Well, I know exactly what you mean because like a lot of people that
Yeah.
hate Grant, right, just don't understand him. Like, because like if you've been following Grant like for as long as you and I mean, I've been following Grant for like 7 years now. And like if you look at him, he's like this arrogant guy, and he's like talking about his jets and his planes and things, but people don't realize like his mission is to reach 7 billion people so that he can help them and save people and do great things for the planet. But like, you know, he's a little rough around the edges sometimes, and he'll be the first one to tell you he's a good old boy from the bayou, baby. I mean, you know, I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have ever been to Louisiana and been to the, you know, down into the good old New Orleans, but it's a whole nother world down there, you
Right.
know. And he is a true like the definition of success and what it takes to go through, you know, run through every barrier that would be set for you. You know, like he should have failed over and over again, never been where he is today. And that's why like I'm so grateful that he never gave up because it inspires me every day to keep going too. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's a one of the best business people that I've seen, you know, including like multi millionaires. I just think he tried to go big too late. If not, he
Yeah.
would be like one of the richest people in the world. But okay, now that we're talking about business, let's talk about business because Nathyn is also a big business guy. Okay, tell my friends here, my audience, Nathyn, our audience, because this is your audience too, man, and you're welcome here anytime. So
Thank you. Appreciate that.
tell 100%, man. And so tell my people, like, tell them something incredible about business that you've realized all these years doing business and doing crazy stuff, entrepreneurial stuff, and all of that.
Well, first off, it's a journey. Sometimes it's a great journey, sometimes it's a rough journey, but in the end, it's a journey that's well worth taking. You know, every great business person in the world will tell you that they've failed a million times, right? Like Einstein created electricity or the light bulb or whatever on the 1001st try. You know, like you're
Yeah.
going to have to fail and just keep failing forward, right? Like fail forward. Like, you know, like that's such a huge thing. And like, I mean, it's so cliche, but it's just true. Like if every time you have a failure, if you just like lay down and just like, you know, take it on the chin, like, I mean, you have to just keep going forward and keep moving forward. I mean, like, and that's how you stay successful, right? It's just resiliency. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, the best way, I guess, I would sum it up, you know, like, I don't know if that's mind blowing for people, but you know, it's just the truth, you know, like when it comes down to it, like hard work is always going to outperform everything else.
Yeah, dude, I believe the same. And you gotta be like Rocky, right? Like take the hits, and and get back up and keep fighting. I love that movie, man. All of those movies are fucking incredible. But dude, I think most people don't realize this, but Abraham Lincoln, like one of the biggest heroes in this country, that guy, he had to try 10 times to be president of the United States. 10 times, okay? So 9 times he failed, and the 10th time he was able to become a president. And maybe don't quote me on that, probably was a little less, but the fact is that he just tried and tried and tried, and he became the president of the United States. That was all he wanted to do.
And he became one of the greatest too. Look at him.
Yes.
He's definitely one of the most well-known.
100%.
You could, there's been 45 presidents. I guarantee if you can only name 5, one of them's going to be Abraham Lincoln.
Yes. 100%.
There's no doubt about
it. Go to Mount Rushmore. That's it. and then not even that, like go to the monument he's got,
Lincoln Monument. Yep. I've been there a few times. A couple trips.
I mean, you if you're resilient, that's what you get, a freaking huge statue of you sitting, like, so you can choose not do it or do it.
Exactly.
And there's so many stories, man. Like people see Elon Musk, all these other huge guys right now in our generation, right? Like part of our generation right now, and they have failed so much, man. So much. Yeah.
I mean, Elon's been on the brink of bankruptcy more times than he can count, but somehow he's still managed to be the richest man on the planet. Like,
right.
He bounces back. Why? Because he never gives up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He works in 15-minute intervals. He has his day planned out in 15-minute intervals and doesn't deviate from it. And if it does, well, guess what? He gets right back on track.
Yeah. No, and then Jeff Bezos too, man. Like I read an article about, that was an interview that he had done. And he said, like, you guys have no idea how many billions, we've lost Amazon because of things I tried, didn't work out, But when we hit it, the home run, it goes up, and it's incredible. So you have to keep trying, even if you lose billions, you try another $1 billion idea, boom, and it blows up and it works. And then that one, like, pays off for all the other failures.
If you just look at it like there really is no such thing as a failure.
Right.
Because everything 100%. You do in life is as a learning opportunity, right? Like, everybody who's successful will tell you that. Like, I've failed 1 million times, but every time I've gained some knowledge that I didn't have previous to that. And that's so true. And it's just like, I mean, there's so much to learn from every time you fail, what not to do, different routes to take, like, I mean, it's just the way of life.
Yeah, that's right, man. Business and life are so similar, right? But man, now that we're talking about like hard stuff and business and all of that, tell us, like, what have been some of the hardest moments for you in business? Hardest moments. Yeah. That you're like, man, shit, this is so hard. This is so crazy.
I mean, there's just sometimes when you've worked 100-hour a week and you're like, man, I gotta get some sleep, or I gotta give up. And then you kick in that last little, that extra, that sixth gear you didn't know that you had, I mean, and that happens on a regular basis in business, I mean, you're going to have every curveball in the world thrown at you when you're an entrepreneur. And like, that's what I love about it, right? It's like, you're always on your toes. It always keeps you on your toes. You never know what's coming next. It could be a lawsuit. It could be, a couple bad reviews online. I mean, it could be anything these days, but it's, it's what we do it for. Like it's the same reason people are crazy and they jump out of airplanes. Like, that's why entrepreneurs do what we do, is because we know that roadblock's going to come. And we know it's coming. It's just a matter of what we're going to do when it comes. So it's like, almost like when you know it's coming, you kind of invite it and look forward to it. Cause like, that's when the fun starts, right? Like the fun starts when things start to get, when people are like, this can't be done. You can't do it. Like I told you, like last night or yesterday when we spoke, I believe I told you this, but, I went to like what's called like a winner's dinner. And we're sitting there with like, all like the leaders and stuff. And they're like saying, oh, Nate, it's okay. Like that you didn't hit your beacon and like this and that. And there's still like 10 days left. But like I said, I had to do like the damn near impossible. And they're like telling me like, this and that. And I stood up and I was just like, excuse my language, but like, fuck that. I was like, I know. I walked out of one of the nice.
Can you hear me? You there?
Sorry about that little spam call.
Okay, no problem.
But I stood up and I got out, I walked out of the restaurant and went right back to the office, because who's anyone else? No one else is ever going to make that decision for you that you can make it.
Unless you let them. If you let them.
Exactly. You get
then you're fucked.
Exactly. If you're letting other people make decisions for you like that anyways, just stick with the job,
Yeah. Dude, no, I love that. No, that's a great story. And you have to stand up and do that every day, man. You have to be like, fuck this shit, and keep going, because it's not easy, And we had a guy, I don't remember who he was, and I asked him that question. He's like, man, lots of moments,
Yeah, it's like they just keep coming.
They will. They will definitely keep coming, man.
Even like
you gotta go ahead.
Like right now is a perfect example, right? Like I joined the accelerator program with Grant Cardone. It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Biggest investment I've ever made in myself for sure. Everyone thought I was crazy. The relationship. Look at us right now. I'm sitting here today with you because of that decision I made. So no matter what, I've made a new lifelong friend from making one of the biggest investments in my life, and that everyone thought I was crazy for.
Right.
Like what do you like? Who do you think you are to spend that kind of money? I'm somebody who believes in myself.
Right.
I believe in growing my network and connecting with amazing human beings such as yourself. Like that's what it's all about. What does Grant always say? Contacts are contracts, right? Like,
yeah.
Like you just never know who you're going to meet. And like, you have to invest in yourself if you want to be the best, and constantly.
Dude, yeah. I did the accelerator program, but not let's go a little back. Okay. I wouldn't even be able to speak with you right now, man, if it wasn't because I paid $25,000 for an English course in California like 9 years ago. Okay. So look at, like how much money that's made me like in my life. And I've been able to fulfill many dreams that I've had, like owning my business here in the US, having a successful business, doing all these courses that you're doing, I've been doing all this time and all this stuff. The best stuff in the world is in English. Okay. For anybody watching here and like, yeah, dude, it is like
congrats,
best
man.
Books.
Your English is perfect. You're probably better than mine most of the time.
That's an exaggeration, but man, I if it wasn't because of that investment, and I took it seriously because many people, dude, went with me even from my country, and they even spend more money. They stay longer for 2 years, man. Didn't learn shit, but I had my parties and hang out and stuff, but like at some point I said like, man, I gotta learn this shit because my mom at that time, I didn't pay for that. My mom paid for it. And I said like, man, am I gonna like not learn shit and then go back, and tell my mom, okay, what she's gonna ask me like, what did you learn? And I'm like, nothing. Like, oh, so you went there for what, 8-9 months and didn't learn shit, and we spent $25,000 in you. Like, congratulations.
Yeah. That's probably not the welcome you would have gotten back, but yeah. And that's like you have to invest in yourself to keep getting better, and like, yeah, I mean, it's the best investment you can make, right, is in knowledge, because no one can ever take that from you, right? No, like if I invest in a car, right, like I have a pretty nice car, I drive a nice Mercedes, right? Like someone could smash into that tomorrow and it's gone. Yeah. But if I, take the same amount of money I invest in that car and I actually invest in knowledge in myself, like no one can ever take that knowledge from me. Just like no one can ever take your, you being able to speak English away. Like they can't take that from you. Right. You know how to do it. You're going to have, that's a lifelong skill. If you're not lifelong learner, you will never be successful. Like there was a point where like when I first started my LinkedIn bio, only thing it said, lifelong learner. That was it. I mean, because that's what I just believed, it's like, there's so much to learn. And it's like, where do all the rich people hide stuff? In books. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like, it's so crazy, right? Like, it's like, just Grant's books alone, right? Sell or Be Sold. Game changer. I guarantee you, anybody who haven't heard it, you read Sell or Be Sold, you'll never look at life the same again.
Right.
I mean, there's so many, The Magic of Thinking Big, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, like all these books, like they're out there. Most of them are free, I mean,
Yeah.
if you invest in yourself and you take that time to just learn something, learn a new skill, no one can take that from you. That's yours forever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, to me, like, it's just investing in myself, and that's the future, right? Like, to get to where I want to go, I'm going to have to be better than I currently am.
Right. Yeah, man. No. And then, like that accelerator program that you're doing, man, if it wasn't because of that accelerator program, I wouldn't have been able to scale my business. I was stuck at $15,000 a month. Okay. And I didn't know how to, I had a 10-man sales team. Okay. And I had to fire everyone after I did that course. That workshop, because it's like, I got what I learned there. I mean, I had to learn other stuff, of course, to be able to like do what I'm doing right now. But that course was the thing that initiated, that process of expansion and knowing like what I was doing wrong. Because, either if you have someone, a mentor, he's going to help you. But if not, you got to find that mentor. For us, it's Grant Cardone, Brandon Dawson, like these guys, they're making millions and millions and millions. And you will find the info you need to scale your business or do whatever you want and have a good life, all those things. Where to invest your money, like the Rich Dad Poor Dad. Well, that was the first book that I read. I was tired, man. I was super tired of my life, man. Like I said, similar to what you said at some point, you said like, I'm tired of this. Am I going to be a loser forever or what? Like, is this going to keep going? And I said that. I said, did me and my family come to this country just to be losers? Like, man, we had everything paid off in Venezuela. That's where I'm from, everything paid off, apartment, cars, all that shit. We didn't even have to work, like here, we pay in rent like $1,500 a month, which is nothing in like Miami where you are and all these places, man. But, like back, you got all this stuff paid off, man. And you make the decision to come here. And, our money was gone. Okay. Everything that my mom worked for her entire life was gone in 6 months, because you're talking coming from a third world country, to the US, man, like money's going to go like this,
it goes
and it
quick.
did.
It sure does. Congrats, man. Honestly, like kudos to you and your whole family, because
thanks, man.
I can't imagine. Like, and the thing is too, like, there's something for a lot of Americans to learn from that, right? It's like you said, you came from a third world country where you had life was pretty good. And every day, like here in America, we just take so much for granted. You know what I mean? Like, just to be able to go walk down the street, like, as
I couldn't do that, by the way.
What
you say?
It's like, you can't, like, like there's so many things. Like, I can order food, have it dropped off at my house. I can, we can have this conversation right here. And like, we're not going to have the FBI kicking down our doors. And if, no matter what we say, right? Like, we're protected, we're safe. Like, we have so many things to be grateful for every day when we wake up. And, a lot of times, even I'm especially myself, I'll wake up and feel bad about something. And then, like, you just got to have something like that, like that moment of like reminder of like, hey, I'm lucky for what I have. I'm grateful for everything that I have. Like, anytime I feel sorry for myself, it's just like, I used to carry around like an actual rock in my pocket. And it was a gratitude rock. Anytime I felt bad or like, whatever, I would pick that rock up, 10 things I'm grateful for, whatever it is. Because there's so many of them every day that we have, right? Like, especially here, like you said, like in this country, man. And like, as a globalist, as somebody that understands like what's going on in the world around us, like, even just an example, like from where you're like in your home country right now, like, in comparison to here, like, it's a crazy world out there. And us Americans, we like to really take a lot of stuff for granted. Like, we're like, oh shit, we got to pay taxes. We got to do this. We got to do that. Yeah. Well, how many people you got walking down the street with machine guns pointed at you? Yeah. How much actual slavery is going on today in this country? Because it's happening in the world. people don't know it. They don't want to know it. They don't want to believe it, but it's happening. You know, and it's like,
yeah, dude, in my country, there's 3,000,000% inflation rate. Like it's the highest in history of humankind. Okay. And it's insane, man. There's no medicine. There's like nothing. It's fucking crazy. People, you know, just, and like were you saying, like we can go out, man, and you can have a phone. Like right now here, I got a phone here in my pocket, 1,000. The one recording this is 1,000. This is $300. This monitor, that laptop is like $1,500. And all the cars that pass by, man, there's so much money, right? And this is just a glass, right? That is covering this thing, man. In my country, this could not happen, because if this would happen, they would break the glass, steal everything. Fucking crazy, man. It's crazy, okay? And and like where I live, man, I live in an apartment complex. The only thing from us in the street, like covering us from us in the street, is a glass. That it's impossible in my country. You get robbed, killed, like at night, man. There's no way, okay? I'm serious.
And like that's what I mean. Like, people just knew a little bit more, but like I think everybody at like, you know, some point in school in our country, like maybe like juniors in high school, go spend 1 month in a third world country and then come back and your life. You know what I mean? Like imagine what it would be like. You know, like you come back with a whole different outlook on life. No mommy and daddy there to, you know, pat you on your back when you're feeling bad or to put food in your belly. Like when you got to eat out of garbage cans, and you'd be lucky if you can find that garbage can in the first place. It's not a pretty place. It's not fun.
It is not, man. Dude, so I got 2 more questions, man. And it's been amazing. This time with you, my friend. Nathyn, thank you so much for being here. God bless you, bro. You're killing it. Keep doing it. Okay, I'm proud of you, man. Okay, like I don't have too long meeting since I met this guy. Okay, but since then, like, you know, we connected. We have the same mentor. You know, both we're trying to do our best. We have big dreams, trying to do big shit too. And you know, like I'm so happy that you came here, man. You said yes to this interview. Yeah,
super grateful you have me. Honestly, the pleasure is honestly all mine just to be here.
Yeah, dude, and this is gonna be here forever, and you'll watch it when you're president, whatever you're gonna be, man. Like you'll see, like you said, like shit. I remember I said then I was gonna be a president. Now I'm a president. Fuck yeah.
That's what I love it. And that's the whole thing about, like, right, you got to put your dreams out into the world. If you don't, they'll never come.
You have to.
You know.
But man, let's do these 2 questions, okay?
Sure.
If you could start again, I ask this to everyone. Just try to make it different every time. But if you could start again, what would you do differently?
When do I get to start again?
When do you get to start again?
Yeah, like am I 20 or am I?
Yeah, let's say you start at 15.
At 15?
Yeah.
I probably would have joined the military.
Oh, really? Okay.
I would have. That's like my one thing that I didn't do that I wish I would have. It would have given me a lot more structure in my life. Honestly, that would probably be the one big thing that I would have done if I was to start at 15. And also too, I would have believed in myself more. I wouldn't have allowed myself to have the limiting beliefs that I did. I would have definitely never called myself stupid or, you know, thought I was stupid. I would have never have allowed myself to have those kind of beliefs. And, you know, I would have just started helping people sooner, you know. I would probably skip the drugs too. Like I probably would have skipped that part of life. Like that would have been one thing I definitely would have changed. But maybe not though. You know, I mean, honestly, like I learned a lot through that too. You know, there's a lot of adversity that comes. I mean, I was in an ethics class one time. This is a crazy story for you. I was in an ethics class one time, and we're talking about drugs and addiction. And a kid stands up and says, every drug addict in the world should just be lined up and shot. And at this point in time, I'm on 2 state executive boards. Like I said, 4.0 student, and the kid's a Marine. Well, what he doesn't know is, one, who I am. So I stand up and inform him kind of like, I'm like, hey, Professor Moriarty, like, hold on a sec. I have something to say about that. And then after the class, like he came up to me, like literally in tears. And I'm like, hey man, just so you know, the highest demographic of addiction addicts in this country are veterans. So sometimes you need to be really careful with the words that you say, because you never know what somebody, you know, like that's just an adversity that I overcame. And honestly, and Grant will tell you the same thing. I guarantee you that's something that it would be really tough to ever have something that hard to overcome again in life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you can overcome addiction, like true addiction, there's really nothing that can stop you.
Yes. Yeah. No, I believe that, man. I believe it. Yeah. So, anything else?
I mean, I would have met Grant as soon as possible.
Right.
You know, but I definitely wouldn't have gone to college. I never did. Like I only went to college because I had to prove to myself that I was worth it. You know, like I said, like that I could read, that I could write, that I could do things.
Right.
It was like just once I proved that to myself, then I realized like that kind of eliminated the beliefs. I definitely would have started investing sooner. You know, in myself, also in the stock market, and I had a chance to buy crypto at Bitcoin at $20 a coin. Wish I
really
dropped 1,000 on that. That would have been nice. You know, we could have been having this on this podcast on my yacht. You know, but
yeah.
You know, we can't go back now. But if I could have, I definitely would have done that. That's for sure.
Love it, man. Okay, last question. Please leave thanks to Nathyn in the comments, guys. Everybody that is watching us live, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Nathyn. Take a pen and take notes because this is the question that like we get so much value out of this question every time we bring an amazing person like Nathyn. Dude, this is a question. Get ready. What are 3 tips you would give to a small business owner to become successful?
1, outwork everyone. 2, invest in yourself. 3, have a schedule and rituals that you live by and that you don't sacrifice for anything. Definitely.
Love it.
We all only get 86,400 seconds in a day, and it's up to you how you use them. You know, take advantage of every single one of them, because you never know. You just never know. That one extra call, that one extra push, that one extra whatever, that might be that dream come true for you. You know, so that would be the three things I would say, honestly.
Man, I love those 3 things. Are big things, man. Again, if you're taking notes, outwork everyone. Okay, first, invest in yourself and have rituals that you don't skip ever. Right, man?
Yep. That's right.
Man, love it.
That's right. And meet people like Jose that are great, phenomenal human beings. Remember, you are your connections, your community. That's who you are. You know,
100%.
It's all about who you know, and you know, don't be greedy. Collaborate. That'd be another thing I would say. A lot of people want to do it on their own. We all need to help each other. You know, like love each other, help each other. You know, there's more than enough money for everybody. Doesn't matter if there's 1 million people that do the same exact thing you do. Help them. Help them. It'll pay off in the end. I promise you.
Yeah. You know, man, if you don't share the knowledge, it's just gonna stay with you. But if you share the knowledge, and this is my thing, didn't get it from anyone. Okay, it becomes a domino effect. I teach Nathyn something, he goes and teaches to someone else, and it's infinite. But if you die with it, it's gone forever.
That's so fun. That's like,
yeah.
I have a great example of that. Like when I pitch insurance, actually, I do this high-end Mercedes. There's two options: a high-end Mercedes and there's a Ferrari. You walk around the office now, everybody, there's a high-end Mercedes and there's a Ferrari. You know, it's just those things. You know, and one of the actual most successful people to ever come through our company, he like turned me down. Like I asked for an hour of his time one time just to sit there and watch, and like I'll just never forget like how that made me feel. I'm like, dude, if you're so good, what do you care if I sit behind you?
Yeah.
Like, you know, because like I'll give everything. Somebody wants to know a secret of mine, I have no secrets. I'm the most transparent person on the world. I will tell you anything, everything. Like, because like you said, I don't want to die with just the knowledge that I have. If you take it to the grave, like you said, like that's like, you know, how many people? What's the saying? Like, you want to go find the most, you know, untapped things ever? Go to a graveyard. all the knowledge that died there, all the greatness that died
Yeah.
there, scared to take that leap. And that's another thing, man. If you're ever on the edge and you're like, should I do it? Should I do it? Jump, baby, jump.
Yeah.
It's going to be worth it.
Yeah, man. No, that's right. I mean, it's a waste of knowledge. And, like, I don't think I think you feel terrible. Most of it is like, man, you feel terrible. You didn't help someone. Like, you'll die with that too. You're like, shit, I remember when that time I didn't help Nathan, that he asked me, that guy is going to die with that shit, man. He's going to die with it. Yeah. I hope the next time he helps the person.
Hey,
But,
and honestly, you're a perfect example of that. Jose gave me a ton of free knowledge yesterday on things that like I have no idea about because I'm the least tech savvy millennial you'll ever come across. And I was like, hey man, could you just like answer a few questions for me? Boom. Done. Any way I can help. Done. And I'm super grateful for that, man. I'm super grateful for the opportunity to be here today, get to connect with you, with your community. And I cannot wait to meet up in Miami. Actually, I might come out to Vegas. You never know.
Oh yeah, let me know, man.
Just show up in Vegas. It's happened more than once. So
yeah, man, you're invited. Come anytime. Let me know. We'll hang out and go out, man. Whatever. Yeah, 100%. Man, well, thank you so much. Everybody, say thanks to Nathyn again in the chat. Thank you, man. God bless you, bro. You're the best. Keep going. Keep grinding. Yes.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
And we'll see you soon in another one of this.
One shameless plug real quick.
What? What do you say?
Can I get one shameless plug?
What shameless plug? What?
One shameless plug. Plug, like a mamhealthcoverage.com.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Healthcoverage.com to book a free consultation for your health insurance, everybody. It's open enrollment. All you entrepreneurs out there. Number one cause of bankruptcy in this country is due to medical bankruptcy. So do not overlook health insurance. It is important and it will save you and your assets when that next unforeseen heart attack, stroke, cancer, or something comes along the lines. So that's MAM, Mario Anthony Montagano, mamhealthcoverage.com. Jose, thank you so much, man. And like I said, I can't wait to meet you, brother, because I know I'm going to you soon. 100%.
Guys, the link for his website is in the comments already, okay? So just go and click that and that's it. Yes.
Yes, awesome. Sir.
Give him a call. He's the best, okay? Thank you, guys. Woo! Let's go.
Adios.
Thanks, man.
Adios. Thank you, Jose. My pleasure, brother.